Hey guys, we have a different situation going on tonight. I left my iPad to do an update last night and I got up here and it's completely dead. So we are back to old school where I'm just using my phone. Um, I can read the comments now, but I have to like put my head up over here. So hello everybody. I see Deborah, um, Cindy, Penny, yeah, Debbie, Lisa. Hope you guys can hear me. Somebody let me know because I can't hear myself, and that's good because we don't want any feedback. But I want to make sure we're good. Picture's good. Hey, Nancy. Because so somebody let me know. Can you hear me? Yes, you can hear me. Awesome, Lisa. Thank you. Thank you. Okay. Shoo. Yeah, I'm kind of mad about this. I haven't had to do it with just one phone in forever. So, okay. I'm going to try to remember to pop back up here because I have to like put my head over the phone to see some comments, but I can't guarantee that I'm going to remember that. So, we're just going to do what we do, right? Okay. So, let's talk about a couple of things and then we're going to get to it because I've got some really cool, I think they're cool anyway, projects. So first of all, welcome. I'm Toni. Tony Stamps. Oopsie. And I went to wipe my glasses and they flung right off my face. Okay. All right. Celebration. We are in the last week. We have 1 week left, technically 1 week and 1 day. Um, the dies, the alphabet a la mode dies, they just went on low inventory yesterday. So if that's something, I feel like I'm a little bit crooked. Let me move this a titch. If that is something that you're interested in. Hey, Carol M. Awesome. I am sitting up so I can see the comments for now. But yeah, so if you're interested in those dies, get them in the next week because once something goes in low inventory, we have no idea how long it's going to be there. Hey, Sharon. Hey, Marlene. So, yeah, just so you guys know, I've got old timey. I'm just doing the one camera. You're not going to see my smiling face because my iPad is completely 0%. All right. So celebration, 1 week left. Codes. So I just read this. There's some changes coming with host codes, ordering codes, our monthly ordering codes that a lot of us use. Those are going away. They said in May. Now, as of Tuesday, April 13th is the last day. So, hey, Gloria. So I know, for other demonstrators that use these, I use them to supplement the free stuff, to get the free stuff that I can give away every month with orders. So that's why it has to be a certain amount because I have to actually get enough of the free hostess freebies to get the free items. So I'm not gonna be able to do that. That's why I started my tutorial every month, as a way to give you something and still get some ideas out to you. But anyway, if you use codes, if you're a demonstrator, if you haven't seen the website news, just know they're going away April 13th. That is a Sunday. So if you have any codes open or active by Sunday, April 13th, you have to close them that day. April 14th, they will be wiped out. So just keep that in mind. With that, customer ordering changes are coming. I think I'm going to have to do like a Q&A or just an informational video about that because it seems like there's a lot more than I can just put in an email as far as the customer changes. Basically, everyone's going to have an online account. We as demonstrators are not going to be able to edit the information. We're no longer going to be able to enter payment. So, like sometimes if people want to order and then do a credit card over the phone, we can type it in like right then, let the order go through, then nothing's written down. That's going away, and it's a good change. I think it's to be more in line with Europe's security and computer, like cyber information requirements. So they're more strict than we are as far as protecting privacy and our data. So this is a good thing. Only customers are going to be the only ones to edit their personal information: name, address, email, phone number, credit card. Demonstrators are not going to be able to see any payment information. So that's good. But those are coming, and I expect them to all be April, like around the same time, because that's where they're going. So that's that. More on that as soon as I have, more information I'll share. Coming up March 13th, I'm finally going to have time to do another class. This is going to be right now I'm calling it Be Cute because it's featuring the new bee papers that are the same bee papers from last year, but different colors. And I'm going to be using my Bee Mind stamp and punch. I did not get the new bee set that has like the bigger dies. Like it's got dies and it's got two different size bees. One's bigger, one's smaller. So if you got that, cool. You can copy it and use it. But I'm doing this one differently, Stamp a Stack, and it's gonna come with some product, and I'm calling it Stamp a Stack Your Way, because you're gonna be able to get either a quarter pack of all the things I'm including, tiny bee trinkets, petunia pop ribbon, Be Cute designer paper, that's 12 by 12, and then the meant to be two-tone cardstock. We're gonna use some of that. So, just to give you a heads up, you're going to either pick a quarter pack, all that stuff, a half a pack, or a full pack. And then there'll be another option for like some extra card kits. So we're going to do as a Stamp a Stack, it'll be 8 cards. We'll do 4 designs, 2 of each. I'm not doing a PDF. Jamie, when is the last day of celebration? It is next Friday, February 28th. So, yeah, get your stuff in before then. And I don't know if you were here earlier, but those what are they called? The alphabet a la mode dies that, everybody was like, oh my God, these things are like a $42 item. As of yesterday, they're on low inventory. I did not check today. So I don't know if they're gone already or not, but anyway, so just check all the free stuff before you put in there. Gloria, you got part one stamping up stuff. Oh, part one stamping up stuff. I don't quite get that. Um, so the meant to be two-tone cardstock. Let me just tell you this. When you look at the description online, it says something weird. It says like 2 to 4 each of 4 colors. And I'm like, that's so dumb. Why didn't they just say 3 of each color? Like there's 12 in here, 12 sheets. So the reason they do that is because they're not all the same. There are 4 pieces of Petunia Pop, 4 pieces of bubble gum, I believe. Yep, a bubble bath. I always say bubble bath. 2 pieces of Old Olive and 2 pieces of Pool Party. So for the quarter pack option for that class, I'm gonna have to split it out kind of wonky. But I thought that was dumb how they described it. Like, why didn't they just say, give us a number? So if you did not realize that, now you know. And I'll write that on like a blog post, or I'll put it on my Facebook page or something with those, see here, with the counts. So that's that. We're going to get into our projects, and then at the end, I'll talk to you about the next 2 weeks of stuff. So tonight is, what am I going to do with all these papers, these Mediterranean blooms papers? And I know I'm not the only one in this boat, as far as sometimes I get papers like in the paper swap that I'm not too thrilled with. Like, I don't want the stamp set or the bundle. Like, I like the papers good enough because they're pretty, especially sometimes the B-sides are even better. Which in this case is the blue ones, I think, the blue side. So without having the lemons or the oranges, whatever that stamp set is, what can we create with this? Well, first we're going to make a card. And I didn't know this had a name to it. It's actually called a chair rail card. Let me get to the right page of my notes now that I was hopping around. Chair rail card. So, oh, and I can see I did not score this. So we have got Knight of Navy, 4.5, 5.5 by 8.5, and I'm scoring it at 4.25. And when you see it, you're gonna be like, oh yeah, I always just thought this is like a design. I never put a name to it. because basically we're going to have a bigger piece of designer paper and a smaller piece. And I always just did that like as a design choice. Get a piece of this, fold this puppy paper so we can get a, I know everything gets lost, especially when I'm trying to do this night and navy on this black background, then I can't see what I'm doing. Just kind of like white on white is hard. All right, is this center-ish? Yeah. Oh, Gloria, you had to order another. Oh, you got the alphabet set and then you had to order another. Okay. Yeah, the alphabet set, I was really surprised. I still think it's going to get retired because it seems like they do that when they give us those extra freebies. Just like the bee punches on there. So I'm pretty much sure that that's going to retire. All right. Night and navy. Then we've got two pieces, basic white, 4 by 5 1/4. And the one we're just going to put on the inside. Yeah, that update on my iPad last night it must have been waiting for me to do something and then it just ran out of juice because I completely forgot about it. 0%. All right, then we've got our other piece of basic white and two pieces of designer paper. So I cut these from, I wanted two different patterns, and that's all you want too. So we've got the lemons and then whatever these flowers are. I really don't know. Are they lemon flowers? I don't know. So we're using the blue sides and we're basically going to glue these together. And this is what I would normally do. I would just like hack, a piece. I wasn't measuring them, but there are measurements for this. So this one is 3 by 3 3/4, and this one is 2 by 3 3/4. And then we're going to add a little piece to cover up the seam in the middle. So let's just add this. And this isn't really using a ton of paper. So if you've got your paper share, you've got 6 by 12 pieces of this. So we're using some for some of these cards, and we're actually going to use a whole 6 by 12 sheet on the next project. It's gonna be good. All right, and then this piece of Night of Navy, and this one is just 3/8 of an inch by 3 3/4. You could make this a half. Like, why did I make it 3 3/8? Because I saw somebody did that and said, 3 3/8. But you can make it whatever you want, and that's just to cover up this that gap there. All right. Now, if you wanted to have this go across the whole thing, just make it 4 inches wide. Right, and then that's going to go there. But so you get the idea that like chair railing, this is the bottom of the wall. So any patterns, doesn't have to be, you could have like hardwood or, paneling print or tile print or whatever. Doesn't matter. It's just the idea that this kind of looks like a chair railing. Oh, I gotta sneeze. Hold on. Oh my goodness. Oh. Oh, excuse me. I will tell you, at least my ribs don't hurt anymore when I sneeze. So that's getting better. Uh, they do still hurt like when I lay on my side, but the sneezing I'm thankful for because that really was ugh. All right. So this, I think I'm gonna glue this down flat. And then I cut just from scraps. I used the Nested Essentials dies, I think. That's what they were. So for a greeting. All right. And we're going to use Oh Happy Day. This is from Kindest Expressions. I haven't used this enough. I really got this because I like this whole sending sunshine and rainbows because I thought that would be perfect for rainbow cards. How many rainbow cards have I made? And I've had this set for like 2 years. That many. Dumb. But that's how I do it sometimes. Great intentions. Doesn't always work out. Oh, you know what? Maybe we'll do Balmy Blue. I was gonna, no, Knight of Navy. Knight of Navy. And hope I get this kind of straight. Might need to re-ink my Knight of Navy. This was super inky earlier, or last time I used it. Okay, now I'm trying to get this. Let's go here. If it doesn't quite land straight, I'm not gonna worry about it. Oh, good enough. All right, put that, and I will clean that off. Now I think I want to add a little something. You don't necessarily have to. This could just be a real simple card, right? You could add some gems, because I do want to pop this up. And look, if you didn't have paper, you could just use ribbon there. It's the same idea. It's just to have something across there. Ooh, I like it. But I do want to add just a couple little somethings. How about these little things? I just got this. This is like Julie Davidson's, I think, her $1 million set. I love those big fonts. All right, let's do, and I'm just going to add, this is where I'm going to bring in Balmy Blue. Now, are there flowers on this? I mean, those kind of flowers. It's not exactly going to match, but I just want something for a little more color, you know? Let's do that. And I'm happy with that. And let's clean this off because I might use that later. Who knows? And we'll glue this to that. Get that glue off my hand. Okay. Yeah, I know Rose and I have had this discussion, probably Sean too, I can't remember, that you need more than just designer paper and a greeting. But I don't think so all the time. I think this is, depending on the design you put in with your papers, like, I don't think you need a whole bunch extra. It's a nice simple card and easy enough to make and using up our papers. Okay. Yeah, I really didn't know, like, what kind of lemon or orange cards am I going to make? Not. That's what I'll tell you. All right, I'm going to try to get this centered-ish. Okay, good, good, good. Now, if you want to put some gems, I don't have any of the, I don't have anything that's Balm Blue, Night and Navy, or that would be it. What I do have are regular rhinestones. So let's use some of those. All right, because we do need some little pops. 1, 2, 3. Let's start with 3. And we'll do little ones. And I didn't necessarily want to put them inside the flower centers, just because. No particular reason other than I kind of just like them in the other corners. 1, 2, I feel like let's do some more. 1, 3. Okay. And we'll do little ones. Oops. Lots of extra glue on that one. All right, the little ones are kind of getting lost on this paper, but the bling is there. Like, you can see it. All right, let me do this. And in case you're wondering, like, why do I have a half a pack of this? Because that was from some class. I can't remember, but I ended up with one. So, anywho, so that's our first card. Hey, Gail, for using your papers. All right. And as always, I will have the measurements for all this stuff on my blog. Actually, I've got a pool tournament all day Sunday. So I'm going to try to get it. It might be either very late Sunday night or if I can get it Saturday. All right. So next one. So for this one, I did cut out. We're going to use an entire 6x12 piece. All right. So we're using the oranges. And the way I cut these, it looks like this is facing up. So we're going to make a box in a bag. But I felt like having the bag part, this is just too much for me. So I want this to be on the inside. We'll have this on the outside, and then we'll make a tag. And for that, I did hand cut one of the orange blossoms or whatever you call them from this paper. Like, I like how they're all, I like the blue sides, even though, blue's not my fave. But Night and Navy has always been one of my favorites, really. I know I've told you this before, but in case you didn't remember, like back when I started, Stampin' Up's black ink was it was totally permanent. It actually looked purple when you stamped it, but it would stain your stamp so bad. And when I first started, I was not all about having my stamps all stained up. Like that for some reason really bothered me. It took me probably 2 or 3 years before I got over that and was just like, screw it, let's just use black, who cares? But anything that required black, I would use Night and Navy because I didn't want my stamps wrecked. So, nerd alert, I was, yeah, totally not into it. All right, so box in a bag. I know I've made these before, and we're going to make them again. This one's a large one that's going to use that whole 6x12 piece. So for the base, so you start by making the box first. So this is Night of Navy 5x6. And it's just got to be a little box to like hold the paper. So we're going to score at 1.5 inches on all the sides. And let me peek up. We gotta, you don't have pool on Sunday, do you? No, Jamie, this is a captain's tournament. Hey, Kathy. Gail, you just made a bunch of cards with that paper. I was gonna do last Sunday. I saw that, Gail. I saw you showed some of them with the blue paper or with the fruit, whatever, the lemons and oranges. Okay, 5x6. We're gonna score at 1.5 on each side. This really seems like a big. This doesn't seem right. I just wrote these measurements down from someone. Okay, I guess it is. All right, we're gonna go with it. This just seems very tall for the side pieces. All right, so for any box bottom, I'm going to come in on the left side of this score mark and go all the way up till we hit this score mark. And then I'm going to angle this one and angle this one. And I'll just flip it and I'll do the same thing. Left side of that score mark straight up because we want this is the side of our box and we want that to be straight. Whereas our flaps can be not straight. All right, and then straight up. That. Flips these straight up again. I don't feel like I cut that one quite right, but I think we're going to deal with it. Jamie, because you have a craft day plan with your cousin Conrad's daughter. Oh, yeah, you told me you were doing that. Yep, you're going to have fun with that. Okay, so we are going to fold all of our score marks. And then we're going to take our tabs and add glue. All right, and we're going to bring these up so that we get that nice corner. Hopefully that's in focus. Yeah, Gail, my iPad ended up being dead, so like I'm doing this just with my phone. It's totally weird not being able to see, like look up over there and see comments. All right, and then we're going to add glue to these. And same thing, flip it around. Get that nice crisp corner. And get glue. This last one's just a little bit tricky because the flap is kind of hanging out on the inside. Get that as best we can. I very much prefer using glue when I make boxes now. I mean, when I first started out, I was all about the red line tape, and I just didn't know better that glue really is a better hold. All right, I am running dry. Okay, our box in a bag. So what we're going to do now is, and I want to make sure this is facing the right side up. We're going to take our tear and tape or your sticky strip. Actually, let's use that because I still have a ton of this. So why not? So use tear and tape, use your red line tape. Whatever you have, you definitely want something. And I am going to put glue on it as well, but we just want it like double up. So the tape, and I'm putting it as close to the edge as I can get, but not like exactly, just right up near it. All right, let's cut that and burnish, burnish, burnish. Okay. And we're gonna wrap it around. I'm trying to remember which side. So I need tape on this side as well. And again, just like right up to the edge. Okay. There's that. Burnish, burnish, burnish. 1, 2, 3. Okay. All right, now we're going to peel it. And so you want to start with this side that does not have the tape here. We're going to flip it over. And I like to start in the middle of the box. And I'm just going to add the glue directly to the box. And it's just at the bottom. All right. We want to get that lined up so the edge of my designer paper is at the very bottom of the box. And because I am using glue too, I'm just going to have to hold that for a minute. And whip this around. So before I really lay it down, so I do want to put glue and lay it down, but I want to like pinch this a little bit because I want a good corner. So I just want to pinch this right at the bottom, only at the bottom, not all the way up. All right. Oh, and now this is sticking to myself. Now let's go in here, and I feel like I need another hand. All right, we're gonna put glue right here. And you can just use tape. If this is too much for you, if you don't feel like doing the glue and the tape, then just do the tape. It's fine. All right, I'm just pressing that. And again, I'm going to drag it around, and I want to give that a little pinch on that corner so it's gonna sit nice because you don't want anything buckling. And then I'll add a little bit of glue. And again, now I can really lay this flat on my table and get my eyeballs close enough. All right. And you see how I'm getting it like right at that very edge. If it's a hair up, like don't worry about it. All right, last one. And I can tell I got off track a little bit because it doesn't want to lay nice. So I'm going to have to force it. Let's pinch it this way. Oh, I feel like I need to pull this up. I know that's not a good idea. All right, we're just going to deal with it. So more glue. Let me try to drag it down. Show it who's boss. Okay. All right. That's going to be good enough. I'm able to see more and more of that box, but oh well. All right, now this is overlapping quite a bit. So I'm wondering if I should have, because I really only want it, see how much it's going to overlap? I only want it to overlap about an inch. So you know what? I am going to say, let's cut this much. Let's measure. What is this? Oh, that's about 1.5 inches. Okay, so let me update. So instead of 6 by 12, we're going to say 6 by 10.5. Because, and that's just barely enough room. Oh my God, not 6 by 10.5. Let's say 6 by 11. Because this is just going to give me like a 1/4 inch overlap, but it's fine. It's fine. I do have to put more tape down again. This is a cute size though. Like how tall this is, and this box is pretty decent. Like if you have Easter papers, or St. Patrick's Day, like I think this would be a really cute Easter treat. Let's do that. And it can hold not just candy. Like you can put a bunch of stuff down here. Okay, now see how this is starting to like flare out? That's kind of what we want because this part is rounded, this part is not. But I do want this side to be straight when I lay it down. So I'm kind of gonna have to squish it like this. So let's peel this up. And this is just gonna take some patience. So again, pinch that side so our corner's good. And I'm gonna give it a little bit of glue. So hopefully we can have a little bit of wiggle room. And I'm lining the bottom up first. So right down here, I want that to be straight. And then you want to get it to where the top is straight. And then just get your hand in there and squeeze it. And I can tell my tape is hanging over inside. So I'm going to have to end up putting some. Oh, you know what? I'll use my anti-static bag. So I didn't have enough of an overlap, so I trimmed too much off. But this is fine. So you want this to be straight and it sticks together. And then you can kind of squeeze it a little bit. So cute. That is really, so at the top, like say we squeezed out that much, it's almost 5 inches. And then the base of the box is 3 inches across. So good size bag. All right. Now I like to make little tabs to like close this. So you can do that. You can just punch a hole and tie some ribbon and add a tag, but let's do both. And I like my old, let's see, where's my whale tail? I got the repeat, here we go. The old faithful round tab punch. You could use the new, this one, but this one, I guess we can use that. That's kind of rounded at the top. Fine. All right, you guys convinced me. So let me see, is that gonna fit? Nope, so I need a scrap piece. And I'm not stamping anything. This is just to like keep it closed. All right, and we're gonna put this on both sides. So I can't even remember what the name of that punch is. Some kind of totally tab or something. Let's fold these in half. Fold these in half. It goes with the, I can't even remember. All right, I feel like this is dead to me, but I could save it for that because that's a good, we'll save it for now. All right, I'm gonna eyeball the middle. 2, so 1.5 is about here. And I'm not eyeballing, I'm straight up measuring. All right, right here is the middle. And I'm just going to make a mark that is going to get covered up. So, all right, do that and that. And I'm going to, let's go there. If you want yours to hang up more, then have yours hanging up more. But I'm just going to punch a hole like right there. I just don't want it poking up a whole bunch. I like that. All right, and then on the back, so I'm gonna go measure 1.5. That one is right here. So same thing, I'll just give myself a little mark. And eyeball the middle of that. And I can tell it's a little bit crooked, but I'm not gonna worry about it. You're funny, Lisa. You convinced me without saying a word. So I can't even, let me go back. You can see me? Oh, in the punch. You can. Oh, wait, let's clean this one off. Hi, guys. Am I in there now? I need to clean that off, don't I? Or was it this one? Hey, girls. Hi. All right. Could you see me? I always forget that. All right, let's punch some holes with the smaller hole punch, and I'm just gonna eyeball the middle. The only thing I don't like about this big bite crocodile is that like I have to hold it, and I don't always get it. I do have other hole punches, but they're not convenient. All right, so here's our bag, and I was gonna bring in the glittered navy ribbon. So let's do that. And actually, let's do a bunch because I do want to tie a bow, and we want a tag. So remember, I cut this out, and I don't know what I'm going to use this for. So we're just going to make our tag with like no words, maybe. So I took the Countryside Corners die. This was I don't even know which size down. But I embossed it with the cane folder, and then I'm just gonna glue it on here and hand trim it. I just want like the teeniest little edge around that. Um, you could have cut, well, I could have cut like the same size die just for the back, and it would have no layer. But I'm gonna like just a little bit of the plain hanging out. All right, and then I should add a white layer to the back so I can actually write something if I want to. But I might just give it to somebody and be like, hey girl, here's this bag of stuff. And then no writing is necessary. All right, eyeballing, the trimming. This is not perfect, but it's okay. All right, and then I will glue my, oh, whoopsie. Can't forget that. And we do need a hole punch here. This one, I want to do the bigger hole punch. Just because I want it to have like some wiggle room. All right, because normally when I attach these, I want these to kind of like be able to move a little bit. So I'll use a little bit of baker's twine or something, which I do have navy. That is not handy. So we're just going to use some of this crumb cake. I just need a tiny little bit. Linen thread would also work. Or gold. Ooh, actually, let's use gold. Even though, so I think this gold thread is still out till March. But March is practically right around the corner. All right, I want just a little bit. Yeah, I used to have a ton of linen threads. I don't know what happened to all that. All right, so I'm going to fold this in half. Flip the tails over and through that loop. And then I like to tie a knot. And let's just eyeball how much that's going to hang down. So tighten that up a little bit. Okay. Now I don't want to, ooh, I love that. I'm just going to glue this flat because all these little bits hanging, if I pop it up, I feel like I would have to layer it with some designer paper. I mean, some cardstock. And I don't want to do that because this will be thick enough. Oh, I love it. Okay, and let me look at my notes. What was I going to use? Navy gold ribbon, iridescent foiled gems. Iridescent foiled gems. And I thought they were pretty close. Here we go. So these are like the clear ones with a little bit of gold, speckly. You know, what would be perfect is my favorite. What were those larger ones? I can't even remember now. Ugh. Like the metallic ones are similar. The metallic, these ones. Who remembers my favorites? Gilded gems. Oh my god. I love those things. But these would look nice too. But we're gonna go with these just because. And I'm gonna put one there. I'm gonna put one right on the orange and one right there. And big ones. Ooh, my shoulder just popped. That's fun. And don't worry about this glue, like being able to see it. Because, you know, once it dries, it'll go clear. Ooh, I like that. I could even add more. But I'm going to stop myself. Who knows? I might go add some more later. I don't know. But once I decide who I'm going to give it to, I will probably just like stamp or write a word or something and have that over part of this or up here. Because what are these? Orange blossoms, I guess? Duh. All right. So attaching this, let's thread. And oof, 9/4. Oh, the next thing you're gonna love. Or you're gonna love if you like giving like happy mail, or if you're into like something for your journals or your scrapbooks, or even just to make it just because they're pretty. All right, why isn't this going in there? All right, so drag this through, make sure the ribbon is straight. All right. And of course, put your stuff in. I tie it once first. Then I take my tag, split this open, put it through with the right side. All right. And then it'll hang nice. And now I can tie my bow. And why do I tie them upside down? Because it works better for me that way. However it is that I tie my bows, apparently I do them backwards or upside down. Oh wait, I need to do another loop. All right, now tie it. But when I do it this way, when I tie it upside down, then the tails hang down the right way. Generally. Not always. All right, come on. Ooh, I like that. Oh, yeah. Okay. Come on. Hang down. There we go. So if your tabs would hang up more, then you would see them. But I think using the cardstock, and if you don't have a punch, just do like a circle and fold it in half. It's just something to give you something a little bit more stable to punch that hole through for your ribbon. But I love it. Hopefully you guys can see that, the whole thing. So you like clip-ons, Penny? Clip-on bows or clip-on ties? All right, there's all this glitter from my ribbon. Okay, next thing, there's this girl, Septeria18, that I follow on YouTube. Rose turned me on to her a couple years ago. She makes all kinds of little mini books, little mini like pocket things, journal bit things, like all kinds of fun stuff. So what we're gonna make is, she calls it a double pocket insert. And for this one, we need a 6x12 piece. So for this, I was gonna use this one. And so we're gonna flip it over. Actually, let me just show you the one I made. How about that? So here's our finished project. I made this with my prototype anyway. This is from the flowers, the floral gingham papers. So 6x12. We fold it so this front part is a pocket, okay? And it's not closed over here. So that's why we can tuck stuff in. And I just had like, this was on my desk, so I put that in there. This was a scrap of paper I had, so this could be, you could add pages to make a little journal. You could make it just a card, but that'll slide in. If you wanted to give somebody something, you know, like I said, happy mail. I've got this old, the little flower punch that I love. This is a tuck spot here too. So if you have something that you want to put up there, then there's a pocket on the side. So I made just a couple tags. This is with the vellum. This was the leftover designer paper that I had from cutting this card front piece. So I just eyeballed and folded the edges. And this one I glued flat so that I could punch a hole and add the ribbon. This one I only glued on the two sides so it could be a tiny little tuck spot, and put that in. And I added this paper clip because of course I had yellow ones. This is Nancy, um, which Nancy? I want to say Nancy Allen from Edgewater. She turned me on to this. I got these from Amazon. And then I also got another container with like pinks for Valentine's Day that I never used, of course. Thank you. But I just think it's cute having like perfectly colored ones. I could use some white ones too. So just a neat little tuck thing, right? And then put these in the pocket. And of course I added the ribbon, and there's the back side. So you pick which pattern you want to be on the front, okay? And knowing that we're gonna fold it down. If there's a direction, just know that the front is all you're gonna see. So like on the back, for our pocket, we're seeing the back side and the back side. So you only need to make sure the front side is going the right way. All right, so let's do, we're doing 6x12. We're gonna score this at 4 and 8. And you know, I like to score so the way I'm folding down. So I want to score it here at 4. And then I'm going to flip it over and score it at 8. Just because that side is folding like this. All right. So super simple to get this done. The fun part is really like, what are your bits and pieces going to be for your inside? All right. So here's our front. And just make sure everything lines up on that side there. Give it a press. Okay. Just eyeball how much of an angle you want this to come down. Let's make this one a little bit longer or more at an angle. And I just ripped that a little bit. I should have been careful about folding that, but oh well. All right, so that's going to be my front. Let's bring this one back in so you see. So this time I just angled it a little bit more. So I've got less showing up here. And then this, we're going to fold this down. Again, let's make sure it lines up. fold. All right, this is going to be our pocket. And I can tell I need to trim this just a tiny little bit because I don't want that hanging over. No, no, no. So I'm just going to trim a smidge off. Okay. But you see, like from the top, this is how it's going to be when you do all your folding, your like zigzag, and then we fold the top down. I only want to put glue on this part right here. And that is so we can make that little tuck spot. If you don't want a tuck spot, don't make it. It's not a big deal. Hey, Anna. Yeah, more pockets than any wallet. All right, so I'm putting that down. Now I'm gonna do, I'm gluing this just on this side. I'm not gonna glue this side because we wanna keep that open. All right, let's do it right on the very edge. Pinch that. Now we want a pull tab for our punch. So I've got my 1-inch circle punch. Any size hole punch you want, really. I probably should have done this before I glued that, but get that in there and you just want to like punch out a half circle. Make sure this is gonna want to stay. Then to make our pocket, we just need glue here and here. Super easy. All right, let's squeeze that, squeeze that. So your finished size is 4x6. And like I said, you can, tuck this in a journal. You can clip it in. You can just use it as happy mail. And this was really all did I cut out something else? I did cut out, where'd that lime go? Or not lime, the lemon. I cut out, oh, we used the lemon on nope, we used the oranges. Okay, guys, I have lemons here somewhere that I just cut out before I went live. But then I was worried because my iPad was dead. Okay. Don't know where that went. But, same thing. Just put a little something there. Oh, this is oranges and lemons, I thought. Either way, tart this up however you want. And then, make some things to tuck in. Who's what's it? And then our little tags. Actually, you know what? We can put these in here too, because this is kind of like it'll match. I can tuck this one in anyway. So cute. And of course, these designer papers are old. Just like this ribbon I found, Hello Honey, but it matches. So I love it. I'll probably show pictures of this one better because I've got all the stuff in it. All right. Last thing, I wanted to make a custom envelope. So say you have scraps. So I've got this piece. Did I cut anything off? Yep, this is like 6x10. I've got 2 scraps here. I may want to save these to make cards. But what about something like this? Say you want to make an envelope. You could either cut this up to make cards, or we can use it. You know what? I'm not saving this piece. I'm going to chop this off. So this, I want to show you just how to make a custom envelope for like any wonky size. So this is, we're not measuring anything here. All I'm doing is cutting this off to get rid of it. All right, an envelope. So this is 6 inches wide. So let's fold this up. We want to have, what is that, like a 1/2 inch or so for our flap to like fold over. All right. Now, when you make an envelope, you can just glue the sides down. Or I like to make it gusseted because then we can actually put a card in. So I all that. I like a 1/4 inch and a 1/4 inch on each side. So we're gonna come in and score this. I'm gonna do, well, actually, let's do 3/8 inch just because that's easier to see. 3/8 inch from each side. And now I'm gonna trim. I want to get rid of that hinge. Oh, this is fun to see where I'm cutting. So I'm just going to cut on this side of that score line. And this is probably going to make more sense when we get down here. And then trim this one. Trim this. And then same thing down here. Angle it on this side. And then we're cutting all this off. So this is a case where I just had a scrap of designer paper left that I want to use for something. So we're going to fold these in. Fold these in. So now see how we've got our tabs, our flaps, or hinges really. Going to glue that up. And that's going to give us an envelope that we'll be able to actually put something in. So let's give these a burnish. And I'm not going to worry about the fact that there's oranges on the inside of this envelope. Doesn't matter. All right, let's put that there. And let's just fold this. We could score this if we really wanted to, but folding it over is going to work just fine. All right, so there we've made an envelope. And our size, since we added the like the hinges, we get the full width of this pocket for our envelope. So our finished size is 6 1/4. So we can make a card. Let me get a piece of Night of Navy. Just real quick. None of this I measured because I didn't know what scraps I was going to have. So we want a card that is, even though it's 6 1/4, let's just say 6 1/8 by, and how tall do we want it? Let's go 3 1/2, no, 3 1/4, 3 3/8 times 2. So let's do 3 3/8 times 2, 6 3/4. 6 3/4, score at 3 3/8. All right, so 6 3/4 by 6 1/8. And the 6 1/8, I'm just gonna have to eyeball. You know what? Let's just say 6 because this line is my 6, and that's like 6 1/4. Let's just say 6. No, let's do halvesies. Make up your mind, Toni. 6 3/4. All right. And I can use this to like emboss a layer. 6 3/4 side. We're going to score at 3 3/8, which should be half. If the math is correct. This looks really long. This doesn't look right, you guys. I didn't cut that right. Oh, you know what? That's not 6 1/8 because I cut it down. I couldn't read my ruler. It's 5 1/4. So we want this to be 5 1/8. Oh my God. 5 1/8. Hilarious. I'm like, that looks a lot wider than it's going to fit. All right. So, yeah, measure twice, cut once, right? Or it's only paper. Who cares? All right, so here's our card. And you can do like a hole punch if you want. You don't have to. But you can either layer, and look, it fits perfect. Oh, it'd work if I put it in the whole envelope, not the flap. Here we go. So having those hinges, we get to use the full length of our card. I do have to trim it down another smidge. You guys, this is dumb. Why didn't I just say 5 inches? I really don't like not having my iPad that I can look up and see stuff. All right, here we go. So card will go in there. We'll glue that shut, and you have an envelope that you made out of your scrap piece of designer paper. So really, the only pieces I have, so I used a paper share for that. So I had 6 pieces of 6x12, same as everybody else that got a paper share. Hold on, let me get this glue situation. And all I have left is where I cut out the lemon that has disappeared. So I can do something with this. And then I have these 2 pieces that I trimmed down. This is not 6x12. This is 6x10. And oh, I cut these down for our chair rail card. And this is 6x9. So, I mean, I'm happy with that. I could make some lemon cards with this. But the fact that I got this one, there's our first card. Let me get these scissors out of the way. Then we made our bag in a box, or box in a bag, with a whole 6x12 piece. Then we made our pocket with another 6x12 piece, right? I really love this, you guys. Ugh, very cute. And then we just made our little envelope that you can make your custom size card with. Let's go ahead and put a little notch in that so we can actually get something in there. And I'm just eyeballing this. Yeah, that seems like that's going to help. Yep. Much nicer. And this will be mailable. Look at that. I shouldn't have punched it so far down. Geez, now I'm going to have to add a strip of Night of Navy to cover that up. So dumb. All right, but there we have it. So since I can't you can't see my face. Actually, you know what? Can we, I don't think I have a punch big enough where I could use it as like a mirror to get my face. So next week, I'm going to be using the one of the online exclusives that I got a month or 2 ago, the One More Year set. It's cute, and I just haven't done a whole bunch with it. I used it in January for most of my tutorial, was using these images, but I want to show you more ideas with it because it's so cute. I really like these. Like, I think that's a pug. And the birthday, yeah, I like it. And the greetings, I thought they were fine. This part, I'm not really sure what that's all about, but that's okay. So I'm going to be doing that. And then the week after that, I've got on deck a star album. So I know I've told you guys that I don't really feel like the two-tone papers are good for scrapbooking. And by that, I meant like for making, if you're going to make your own scrapbook, I don't think they're sturdy enough to actually make your own pages or hinges or anything like that. But Star Album is perfect because you want these pages to bend. And I did a prototype, and I am very happy with it. So this, I'm just using some old Christmas papers, the Forever Green. So Star Album, you do want these pages to be flexible. See that? So the two-tone is going to be perfect. So Star Album, you end up tying it closed. And so you put your pictures all around on these paces, which these end up being just 4x4. So you kind of have to have small pictures, but you can fit 14 pictures in here. And then this is how you set it up for display. And people can flip it around and look at it. But I thought that is the perfect project for the two-tone. So we're going to do this in a couple weeks with these papers. So I love it. And you do need more than just a paper share. You do need like, um, because we need 7 pieces that are 4 by 12. So anyway, we'll get into that, but that's just a little sneak peek. I like to make my little mini books. But yeah, I love the star books, and I'm gonna actually make another one because I found so many different measurements. Some people put chipboard covers on them. Some people didn't do anything. I ended up going with a double layer. Um, like I had the two-tone cardstock, and then I added a layer of garden green cardstock that I embossed. And then, I ice that cake, as Rose says, and I use so much glue that it makes it more sturdy anyway. And I did that the front and the back because then you have to bury your ribbon anyway. So yeah, I love it. And it used up like quite a bit of papers, and yeah, fun project. So okay, I'm gonna check. Let's see how my iPad is doing. Not that it's gonna help me any now. 20% charge. This thing is dumb. All right. So, yeah, I'm not even going to take pictures until tomorrow. Okay, you guys, thanks for hanging out. Karen, you never saw a Starbucks? Well, in 2 weeks, you're going to see one. We're going to make one. And like I said, with those country floral papers, that's going to be pretty. So, good night, Sharon. Hope you're feeling good or better or not horrible, right? Okay. Uh, thanks, you guys, for hanging out. And, oh, Jamie, you're a rock star. All right, I gotta figure out where this tiny button is to stop the video now since I haven't used my phone like this in a while. Okay, got it. All right, thanks you guys. Good night. Bye. Hugs and kisses. Love you. Bye.